Good morning. It's Saturday, October 28th. And I'm thinking about the war in Israel, the Hamas war. And what has Hamas got that Israel has problems and the whole world has problems? It's the tunnel. There are approximately 300 miles of tunnels in Gaza. And so I'm thinking that Israel shouldn't attempt to go in there and try to win a surface war type of thing by shooting people and things like that. What Israel should attempt to do is methodically destroy the tunnels. Now I went out and I asked Bard of Google, one of those AI things, and Bard said he couldn't help me with that solution because he's only a language expert, right? He doesn't know anything about warfare and things. And I'm no expert in warfare either. But I don't think Israel should attempt to risk a battle where people are going to get killed indiscriminately. And Hamas is very clever in the way they have structured their defenses to have lots of civilians in the way. And those civilians, for the most part, are innocent, but there are many civilians who don't like Israel either. So if they get in the way and they're attempting to help Hamas and they die, as they say in the vernacular, tough shit. But getting back to the tunnel, I believe what Israel has to do is find these tunnels and seal them. Dump piles of sand in the entrance, or cement, or some way to seal them, or just collapse the entrance to all these tunnels. Now Israel has a methodology to find these tunnels, right? And they have worked very hard, and there's no exact figures on how many different tunnels they have found, but Israel has sensors that are capable of detecting tunnels. And I bet you that Israel's sensors would be capable to identify human life or activity within the tunnel. And if that's true, then they can find the entrance to that particular area or the exit and bury it. Very methodically, mile by mile, go in and bury every entrance, every exit in the tunnel. That's a lot better than having a shooting war. But it's easier said than done, because these entrances and exits to these tunnels are not out in open space. They're inside buildings. They're inside people's homes. Hamas has this network laid out very intelligent. It's not wide open so that you can see it. Where you can see like a subway tunnel where it got steps leading down into the tunnel. No, these things are hidden and camouflaged. So Israel will have to work very, very hard to find all these entrances and exits and methodically go ahead and destroy those. Fill them with crap and everything. And that may mean that you're destroying people's homes or you're tearing up territory, because these things could be in the middle of a forest or a field and in somebody's house or inside a hospital or a school. Hamas has very cleverly used the civilian population of Gaza as a defense mechanism. They are not only hiding behind the citizens themselves, but they're hiding behind the citizens' life form. So everyday life is controlled by Hamas in some way, shape, or form to protect them and allow them to execute the evil deeds that they do on a regular basis. So the civilian population in Gaza are just a tool that is being used by Hamas to destroy Israel if they possibly can. They have no other purpose in life. In their entire existence in the state of Gaza, they have done nothing to improve the lives of the people who live in that country, if whatever you want to call it, a state or a country. Hamas has been nothing but a drain on the population of Gaza, but it still continues to exist. Now the question is, how deep are these tunnels? Well, some of these tunnels run several hundred feet, 80 meters, which is about 240 feet. And that's what one of the hostages described. And the hostage said it was like being inside a spider web. And then one expert said these tunnels are Viet Cong times 10. Apparently, in the Vietnam War, the Cong had tunnels also. So the ground troops in Israel, in the Gaza Strip, have to find these tunnels. And they're hundreds of kilometers long, as they say in the vernacular. Lots of miles, estimated at 300 miles. And I'm sure that Israel is familiar with the way these tunnels are laid out and the things that they could encounter in these tunnels. Because in the 2014 Gaza war, Israel got inside these complex tunnels that had many exits and many entrances. And they were equipped with lights and electricity. And in many cases they had tracks for transporting materials. And also there are booby traps within those tunnels with improvised explosive devices. So Israel will go in very carefully and mess with these tunnels if they can. And I express my desire for them to fight that kind of war and not risk a long battle above the ground with the forces, and then they run into their tunnels to hide. I believe the proper way to get rid of Hamas is to get rid of their tunnels in some way, shape, or form. And I'm not sure how to do that. Sealing the entrances is one methodology. If they could figure out a way to flood those tunnels, that would be a wonderful thing also. Now, there were 3 tunnels discovered in 2013 that demonstrated to Israel the proportions of the network. So they have history to go by. And these tunnels are reinforced concrete, etc. And you can walk upright in them. These are not things that you're crawling around in. I'm not sure, but they're livable spaces. So it'd be an extremely delicate situation to destroy these tunnels. But I believe that's the way to go. I don't think a ground war is worth the effort. If you got plenty of time, and this will be a drain on Israel, because there'll be a lot of people involved with this, and this could take a year or 2 to lay the whole thing out and destroy it. So there's no quick answer to the destruction of the tunnels. But sealing them, in my mind, is the way to go, and that would be monumental, because I bet you there's 1,000 or more entrances to these things. So there's a crazy idea that I present, and as I say in the vernacular, it's food for thought, and the food is the food of your choice. Maybe a nice pastrami sandwich, or something like that. So have a great day and think about what you would do to help Israel fight the tunnel war. Take care. Bye.